This is the Real Good Procast with your hosts, Declan DeBarb, Ian Blumenthal, and Marshall Healy.
Thank God that Nylander signed this deal. I could not put up with an entire season of that.
Yeah, but 6 years averaging at like 7-something.
6.9. 6.9.
Doesn't it average at
No.
7-something?
This year.
No, this year it's 10.2, but the average over the whole contract is 7-point-something.
Yeah, maybe in actual dollars and cents, but his cap hit.
The next 5 seasons are 6.96.
Yeah, and that's what his cap hit is. That's what his cap hit is. Yeah, like you said, it's $10.22 million cap hit this year. But it doesn't really matter. The Leafs have plenty of cap room. They have a lot to play with.
But he looks like toasted. He's awesome, and his hair is so amazing, and he has a nice beard now, and I love him.
I'm a little confused because I've heard from a couple people that it was beneficial to Toronto to sign him on the last day for salary cap reasons, and I don't understand it because the salary cap, it's the same. It's for the last 5 years. It's the same as what's supposed to be. So I don't understand why people are saying that it's beneficial for him to sign the last day.
I think I can't remember what podcast I was listening to, but they broke it down in that you save like $30K or something.
Yeah, and
total.
Toronto needs those $30K.
Well, for bonus structures, I guess it would make sense in future, but I have no clue about that point. I just want to say thank the Lords. This came down to the last minute, and I was checking my phone every 15 seconds from 3 o'clock onwards. So
I began a countdown that I really wish I could have hit 0 on. I not really wish.
What'd you get to your countdown before?
It was 12. 12 is one of the last things I texted 12 minutes, and then I just checked at 5 minutes to, or 10 minutes to, and it was Jagger the Jagger bomb went out.
It was the Dragger bomb. I was watching, and then a fake Dragger was he's getting traded earlier in the day, and I was like, what? And then I was like, wait.
Check the R's.
Durger.
Check the R's.
It's not Dragger, that's Durger. No, but I think that honestly, I kind of agree with you. Why did they wait this long? This doesn't seem that ridiculous of a deal that they couldn't have signed a couple months ago.
Well, I don't know who it was, but one of the insiders, I think it was on Sportsnet, had mentioned that the Leafs started started their contract offers at $5 million. So,
wait, no.
Well, that's
way.
just typical lowballing. It's it's the issue that they have with our arbitrators.
Mm-hmm.
The teams always go as low as possible. The players always go as high as possible, and then they just meet somewhere in the middle because that's just how it happens. They don't actually make a decision, and so Toronto just did that with Nylander now.
What if he said yeah, and he just took $5 million?
That would have been sick, but it's clear he
not.
didn't.
I think his dad would have fired his
6.9.
agent for him if that had happened.
This guy is the GOAT.
Listen, we were
Holds
talking.
out for
We were
months.
talking on the day, and when it came down, I was like, anything under 7.25, I would have been happy with, and they got him for 6.9. The cap is going up a bunch this year. It's the nicest contract in the NHL.
Nice.
Super nice.
Yeah, no, very nice.
Yeah, but you know who doesn't like this trade at all?
Oh, Brian Burke, but
Yeah.
Brian Burke doesn't like all things fun.
Yeah, no, he very much was our GM. It sounds like we traded Tyler Sagan, Tuukka Rask, and
I don't know if Tuukka Rask,
Dougie Hamilton.
Tuukka Rask was him.
Sorry, who?
It was
Tyler Sagan, Dougie Hamilton, and
No, but the
and
draft
a second
pick,
round pick.
a second round pick.
And the pick became something good, wasn't it? The pick
I can
became
check.
Yeah, I saw. I
I
think
can
it was
check
the,
that. It was-
the Twitter page, Savage Matthews, on Brian Burke saying that, and it was they gave up too much for Matthews. They gave away the whole farm. It's wow, it sounds like you gave up Tyler Sagan,
Well,
a second round
I
pick,
saw that.
and
That was
Dougie
hilarious.
Hamilton.
well, when Burke says that Jake Gardner's better, we have issues to be right there.
Well, yeah, and
Hey, Jake Gardner is an elite defenseman in the NHL.
Well, Burke, there was two key quotes that he said on Saturday night. Was it Saturday or
Saturday night, yeah.
it was Saturday?
We were
night.
watching it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was Saturday night, and he said Nylander was, quote, the 6th best player on this team. Brian, I don't know if you know this, but you have to pay good players. Having
So how does
Nylander
salary
being the
cap
6th
work?
best player on the Leafs doesn't mean that he shouldn't get market value, because if he went to another team, he would probably be number 1 or 2 on their team in terms of best players. So that's just a garbage point. Sorry, Brian. And he also said they gave away the farm. I don't know what he's saying here.
He didn't give up much to anything. The cap's going up to 84 million.
83?
Yeah, 83, sorry. Which is unreal, which is way more than we thought it was going to go up. But
it's a
like
$3.5 million increase from right now. It's
yeah,
79.5.
And even if it only went up like 1 million, we went up 3.5, which is half of Nylander.
I'm just gonna say, we can, and we will. They can sign all of them, and they will. And I don't want to have this discussion next year when we have to sign Marner and Matthews, and I refuse to get into that today on this pod.
Holdout,
I'm letting
Marner
that
and
go
Matthews.
right now. Everything I've heard is that the Matthews deal is already in place from Sportsnet. I'm not an insider. I don't claim to be. But everyone I trust says that the deal is already in place. There's no figure out, but that shouldn't be a thing. It's Marner that's the issue. But like I said, I don't really want to talk about that on this podcast because they're all hypotheticals. It can't happen, and I don't want to ruin my day. Let's just have fun.
It's also
Not going to take a
2018.
hometown discount.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't.
Yeah, he shouldn't. He
No.
should make what he's worth.
Agree. I completely agree.
$4 million a year.
And plus the and plus the caps.
He's only the 4th best player on this team.
Only the 4th.
And plus the cap's going up too, so that should help.
Well, yeah, and if it goes up, and I mean, it helps that you have a team like Seattle coming in paying $650 million that we'll get to a little bit later. But I mean, that cap is just gonna keep going up, buddy. I think the Leafs aren't in any problem here.
And just a little aside, probably the only time we'll go in depth on Ottawa, but Ottawa has to worry about the minimum. That's where they're at right now because if they don't sign Stone, if they don't sign Duchesne, they have to worry about making the bare minimum. And without Bobby Ryan, they would be not at the minimum right now. So that's kind of just where the two franchises are at right now, I think.
I like how you draw that comparison to your team, try to bring back some relevance.
Now
It was
we
nice being
love
here, guys.
Ottawa.
I love you, Marshall. I'm sorry. That was very mean. No, but just to finish off on Nylander, like I think 6.9 is a good deal for him. I think that the Leafs are walking away happy from this. He's gonna play, I believe, tomorrow night against
He said he
Detroit.
was. Yeah, in an interview today he did at Sick Kids. He was like, "I'm in the lineup tomorrow night," and I was like, "Whoa, damn, bruh.
What's
You're going hard?"
Who's his lineup? Who's his?
Well, that's what I'm just about to ask you. I'm not sure. Would you put him back with Matthews?
Man, like honestly, you just got to throw him in there, throw him into the fire.
I mean,
Because if he's not ready, he can change up through the game. Like Babcock's done that before. Like if he's with Matthews and then he's like playing slower than everyone else, like not really working, he can move him down like the 4th line, 3rd
yeah,
line.
no. Babcock has no problem changing lineups during a game. So I don't. I think maybe who do they play? Who is it they play tomorrow night?
Detroit.
Yeah, I mean they're not awful, but they're not great. I think this could be maybe a kind of
Detroit is awful.
No, but they're not as bad as people thought they'd be. Again, like Ottawa.
Well, I think that's because Jimmy Howard's having like a kind of bounce back. Not bounce back, but like year that's showing that he's pretty good, and it's keeping them not so garbage.
Good for Jimmy Howard. I like him. He's a good guy. His parents are nice. I
Yeah.
met him. No, like
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know
Oh,
he
that's
played.
cool.
He played 14 years old, junior B team, where near where I'm from. So he's like they recruited him. Really
Your town
young.
has enough people
no like
to have a junior B team?
well, not 10 minutes away is Athens. 30 minutes away is Westport. He played for Westport, then went from there to right to USA development camp. So that's a pretty big jump from junior B to U.S. development camp. But he didn't.
Did he play? Who did he play with at U.S. development camp?
Well, no, like it's a camp. Like you don't. Like,
Yeah.
you played for U.S.
No,
like,
I know, but like, who did he play with?
I mean,
What was
Like,
his
what was
draft
his
year?
draft year? That's what
Oh.
mostly the question that I'm trying to get out of here.
I don't even remember that. It was, I guess he was.
it
I
like
was
Kaner
young.
Do you think
year?
you guys are gonna get it?
03 or 04 is when he played for the. Is when he was bouncing around. So
How old is Jimmy Howard?
I've got it. No. Before you pull it up, what year was he drafted? Question.
he pulled it up.
Oh,
so
boring. 2003.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was 03 or 04 that he was kind of making it.
Yeah, he was a 2nd-round pick in 2003 to the Detroit Red Wings.
Damn.
Been with Detroit ever since.
He's what? He said, Syracuse. Yeah.
Well, no, he's not from Syracuse.
He said he was born in Syracuse.
He's from Aldensburg, which is across from Prescott, which is not
Damn,
something to
hockey
be proud
DB
of.
lies. I mean,
Elite
no
Prospects
bad faith.
also has Syracuse, so maybe you're wrong, Marsh.
I met his parents in Augsburg. He's not from Syracuse. So anyway, back to Toronto.
It says Syracuse, New York, United States on
He's like
his Wikipedia.
3 hours from that.
Oh, okay, if you say so, Marshall. Yeah, but the Leafs have the Red Wings, the Bruins, and then the Hurricanes in their next 3. So I think tomorrow night is the perfect opportunity to slot Nylander back in that lineup. And frankly, I would have him playing with Matthews and Kapanen.
That'd be hype.
Because,
where's Marlowe gonna go? Third line?
I will not.
Because ridiculous, yes. You play. I think this team is ridiculous. I think this team is fun, and I'm just excited to finally enjoy the ride where we can actually talk about the hockey and not the off ice stuff.
Part of me thinks he's gonna slap him right in there first line, but he'll also maybe have a line or two with Kadri or
Like a couple shifts.
yeah, just to get his legs against third line guys. He might just to get his not his energy. Yeah, his energy back will be kind of maybe moving around.
Just kind of his pace to the game, right?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't played. He's been practicing obviously, but he hasn't played an NHL game in how long? So
Fair. And I mean, with Nylander signing, we're gonna move on just a little bit, sticking in Toronto. They had to move out. Joshua Levo had to leave the team.
I miss that guy, but honestly, it's giving me a better opportunity. First game, he already got a goal in Vancouver, which is nice.
Yeah, first goal on his first shot. In return, the Leafs get Michael Carcone. I've never heard of this guy, but he put up good numbers in Utica this year. He has 6 goals, 11 assists in 20 games. He's still young, and there could be a bright future for him. He might play for the Leafs, but I really think this is more of a depth move. I more just wanted to bring this up because I wanted to say how good of a trooper Josh Levo has been for this team.
No, yeah, completely. He's been sitting in the press box a lot. Mike Babcock was not the biggest fan for a while, but I think he grew on him, especially this year when he's playing he played every game that he was a Toronto Maple Leaf this year. And I don't know if that was to try to build his trade value as getting more veteran experience.
I think it was just necessity.
But also, but was it necessity? Yes, Darcy was playing well, but you totally could have had Goat in the lineup because he really liked Goat, and instead of cutting Ennis a game, cut Levo, and it wouldn't. No one would have really batted an eye.
Yeah, no fair. Levo did just miss the one game this year. He played 27 of the 28.
Which game did he miss?
Are you sure about that?
No, he played every game as a Leaf.
Yeah.
He didn't play the last one, so that's why he's not a 28.
Yeah, because
he was traded.
Yes.
He was
not on the team.
A Vancouver Canuck.
Yes,
but
and he scored a goal
on his first shot.
Yeah,
I know. I just want to say
he's with Elias Pettersson.
I was gonna say
he's not playing with him.
No,
is he?
Yeah, he's on person off. But
no way. He's gonna get so many goals.
So I just think it goes to show that this guy who's he's fourth line Toronto gets traded, and now he's second line playing with the
that's because the
Calder
Canucks
Cup
are
possible winner. So yeah,
complete trash.
Yeah, but it just a team signs. It just kind of shows that
one team's garbage is another team's gold.
One team signing a guy that was not there for 2.5 months. All of a sudden, this guy gets his shot again. So it's good to go that way.
Yeah, no, I think it's just class from Josh Levo all over the board. He signed a contract after barely playing at all last year to continue him being a Leaf. I think he might be the biggest Leafs fan because he just put up with not really playing, sitting in the press box. I'm sure he could have got a move, and I think the trade kind of materialized pretty quickly.
He didn't really. I don't think he wanted to trade though.
I think he just wanted to play, man.
Yeah, now I totally understand why he got traded. He wasn't gonna have that much ice time on this team, and honestly, I think it's better for both parties. The Leafs
I agree.
And Josh.
I just wanted to say thank you to Josh Levo for putting up with everything that Mike Babcock and Lou Morello and company put you through. I think that he was a servant, and I think that he will be remembered by the Leafs faithful as one of a good depth piece.
Good.
You say that. Will you remember his name 4 years from now?
100%.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see.
I can tell you about Colt Noor.
Man,
Colt Noor
was
can
my
tell you
man.
about Colt Noor. Can you tell me about
Jason
Fraser
Blake.
McLaren?
Connolly?
Oh, Brett Connolly? Yeah. Oh, yeah, buddy. What about Carter Ashton?
I actually do remember that
That
name.
2011 Leafs team is up there.
Fair enough.
Those were the dark days.
Yeah.
I remember Carter Ashton's first game. It was not fun.
Maybe we should move on here.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah.
Why don't we move on to your team, Marshall? You talked about Ottawa a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Ottawa. Team that was supposed to suck. Could have been the playoff spot as of last night, but instead you blow it in Montreal, and now we're in last place in the division with an owner that is suing his partner for $750 million. And I'm just, thank God for Brady Tkachuk and thank God for Thomas Chabot, because without those two, I would be on freaking 24-hour watch. No,
Now, Marshall, you've held this rant back all year.
yeah.
I think that we should just let you go.
Fuck Melnick. I have never been a Melnick outer. I'm not even sure if I call myself a Melnick outer at this point. But he has not done anything positive for this team, I think, since he bought them. Credit to him. He saved this franchise from becoming what happened to Winnipeg originally and Hartford and Quebec. But since then, he has just not done what he, as an owner, is supposed to do and make a team viable to its fans. And at this point, you are digging a ditch that is going to be incredibly hard to dig out of. LeBreton Flats is going to move on with or without him. And without him, that means that Ottawa will be stuck in Canada with a 30-year-old rink, seats that are falling apart. Like they're replacing them every couple of years now at this point because it's that bad. And I just don't know if he understands that no one likes him here. Also to the point that he doesn't actually live in Ottawa. He still lives at the beach. So, I mean, I think Bettman said it earlier about he's just disappointed. And I think he's just upset by what's happening. And until things actually happen, the NHL won't step in, which, fair enough, but...
Well, I mean, Gary Bettman has said that the situation in Ottawa is, and I quote, disappointing.
Yes. And it is. Can you remember the last time that Ottawa was not in the news for something negative more than 2 weeks in a row? In the last 16 months. Probably since the outdoor game against Montreal, when Melnick had his stadium comment and he promised to bury Brent Wallace right after the interview ended. It has been just nonstop negative shit coming out of Ottawa. The only good things being drafting Tkachuk and Chabot leading defensemen in points. After that, it's just awful. And we finally have a good week, 3 straight games, 3 straight wins. And then I think last night in Montreal, where it's just no one wanted to play, is how Ottawa's felt for the last, since Carlson, since that, it all goes back to that home Sweden thing with Colorado. That's where they sucked ever since, and it's been downhill since then.
Marsh, you just sound like you have no more energy for this
I
team.
have no more energy for this team. I've always cheered for this team. I've never been a Melnick outer. I've just kind of wanted to support what is available, and it's becoming harder and harder every day because he doesn't want to do things right. And I lose a little bit of my soul every day when Pierre Dorian has to call him Mr. Melnick on TV. Not Eugene, not the owner, Mr. It's just sad and it's depressing, and I don't know. It's just bad.
Well, can I ask you this?
Sure.
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior, Austin Matthews?
Hey, don't beat a man while he's down. You don't need to convert him.
I mean, I can be bitter and say you guys are only good because you want a draft, but I can also say
We also have Mitchie and Tavares.
How many? Well, Tavares.
We wouldn't have got
We
Tavares
don't need to
if we
gloat.
didn't have
We don't need to
Matthews.
gloat.
At
We're
that
in the
point-
good spot. We don't want the Sens to suck. I would like a good Sens team, frankly.
You're in the good place,
disagree.
but is the good place always the good place?
Well, that's the question.
That's a TV show reference.
I don't get it.
Yeah, neither do I.
All right then.
What?
We're uncultured, Marshall.
Yeah, what?
You're going to be a scary dad. I would have hated if that was a lecture about my grades and I was sitting here because I was getting sad as you were as you were saying that. I don't like.
I'm not mad. In the words of Gary Bettman, I'm just disappointed. It's what it's come down to. I'm not mad at Ottawa, the franchise. I'm obviously not mad at the players. I'm not mad at Boucher because he's kind of like he's changed his focus. They practice their offensive defensemen are getting in. Like it's actually like they're not doing the same shit as always, especially with Carlson. And there's stuff getting out now that Carlson was maybe part of the problem. He didn't want to practice, so the team didn't practice. It was all about him. So, I mean, that's he said, she said that we don't know, but it's all upper management. It's all COO, CEO, CFO stuff. So it's past the point of mad. It's almost past his point where it's just depressing.
So why don't we move on from this
Please.
this depressing topic and go to a place where Ottawa won't be going to, and that's Seattle.
Oh, I like that transition there. Ooh.
That's what I'm in journalism school
Thank
for.
goodness.
Part of me wishes Quebec got an expansion team, so there's no threat of
Wait.
Ottawa going there.
Wait, what?
No, I wish that Quebec had got it. So that
Quebec?
Yeah,
Quebec.
I'd rather
Quebec.
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 Quebecois.
Quebec.
Anyway, Seattle.
Seattle
Je
gets
ne
its-
sais pas le Québec. Monsieur.
So Seattle is getting its NHL team. I mean, I think that I forgot that they didn't already have it, and I just took it as a foregone conclusion. But now
Seattle?
it's official. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
now it's
Well,
official.
Seattle, I think they're going to be a great hockey team. I think they're going to work full 60 and pucks deep.
Bucks and deep. Do you think that's what the Seattle Totems head coach will be telling them? Bucks and deep.
The Seattle
Seahawks.
Scare
The Seattle
faces.
Scary Bears.
The Seattle Scooby Doos.
I mean, I'd honestly rather that than some of the options. There's a thing on.
Seattle Scandella.
There was a.
The Seattle Scandellas.
Now, obviously, these are jokes, but this is as voted by Reddit. Yes. So there's NHL team names that are voted on by Reddit. The first one, Seattle Seamen.
The Seattle Seamen.
No, but
Yeah.
like, see, Matt.
Yeah.
No,
the
no.
second one's actually not bad. Seattle Grunge, because it's their culture minus
Seattle
Macklemore. After that, though, they get real stupid. Seattle McHockey faces.
I love that
so
one.
Funny
Wait.
hockey faces.
Seattle, Pete Carroll should have given the ball to Marshawn Lynch on the 1 yard line.
That's so good. They should just be Seattle run the ball.
Seattle Nordiques, followed by Nordics.
The Seattle No Dicks.
The Seattle Shitstorms. The Seattle Nashville is getting fucked at the expansion draft. Seattle Smells Like Teen Spirit. And then these are back-to-back. Seattle Space Needles, followed by Seattle Heroin Needles.
Oh my.
And there's also the Seattle Reefers and the Seattle Washingtons.
Isn't the Seattle Redskins there too?
I don't want to say
Seattle
that name,
Maple
but sure.
Leafs. The
Oh,
Seattle
the
Senators.
Seattle
I don't
Racists?
want to say that name, but I will say that Seattle Klansman was also one that was voted on. In all seriousness, I one name that has been thrown around that I don't mind is the Emeralds.
I don't like the Emeralds.
Ew, it sounds like a stripper.
I mean, okay, way to bring it there.
Did you see Emerald at the strip club last night? It's like, no, I only saw Ruby and Sapphire.
Just like gemstones, you don't want to name your things after. No. I've heard a couple. I've heard Sasquatch. I think the Seattle Sasquatches
The
would
Seattle
be a great
Sam
name.
Scanch. Do you see Sidney Crosby meet with the Trailer Park Boys today or yesterday? I thought it was funny. That's Sam Squanch is from Trailer Park Boys.
Okay.
I will be honestly surprised, and this kind of almost I would be surprised if they do not get the permission from a Native American tribe. They will not be using totems.
I think the Seattle Totems would be great.
it's
What's
a
their WHL team called? Is it the Totems? Because I know that's the logo.
No, you can't do that then. If the,
Well,
I'm gonna Google it.
when Winnipeg got the team, the owners wanted to name them just what the AHL team was, Manitoba Moose, but they decided rightly to do the Jets.
Yeah,
so
no. And their team is the Seattle Thunderbirds of the WHL.
that was also
Ooh,
that's the
a
name
good-
that's been thought
a good
about.
Bird. It's a good name.
It's
I
a
just
good
think-
bird.
I just
That's
think,
a real good bird.
I don't know. Only one reason why emeralds could work is because they want to keep it the same colors as the soccer and football team are.
No,
Like
yeah.
green.
yeah,
like that
green,
green?
turquoise, green.
Yeah, okay.
Neon. Yeah, so they want to keep it all like that. So there's a
Seattle
reason for that.
Sapphire.
Seattle Starbucks.
That was also on Reddit. That was also on Reddit, very high up.
Okay.
As was Amazon owns everything.
The Seattle Amazon owns everything. What? Okay, you guys are the GM, or you guys are the owner of the expansionist Seattle team.
I think they're screwed because everyone made deals with Vegas, and then Vegas was sick, and they have a bunch of draft picks. No one's gonna be nice to Seattle.
Everyone's-
because
Oh,
they
I agree with
learned from
that.
Every
Vegas.
GM is gonna say, "Fuck it, take our 9th best player and get out of here."
Yeah, like
Wait,
literally.
but that means we're gonna trade William Nylander,
Hey, sixth best player.
sixth best player on this team.
Don't bring up Brian Burke again, please.
No, but I honestly love Brian. Like he's the man.
I
You-
think Brian
you-
Burke is hilarious, but
Yeah,
he
no.
has some old man takes.
You love him like you like Don
'Cause
Cherry.
he's an old man.
I don't really like Don Cherry.
Hey, I love Don Cherry.
I don't really
Whoa,
like Don
he is
Cherry.
a national treasure. You get out.
He may be racist and bigoted, but we still have to watch him every Saturday night.
It's like hanging out with your uncle.
Yeah,
Racist uncle at Thanksgiving.
I've never had one of those, thank God. So we're good that way. So anyway, you were saying something about us being the new GM or owners of
Yeah,
Seattle.
yeah. What would you name the team?
Mariners.
Seattle Seahawks.
I honestly like emeralds. I like it.
I like the Seattle Sam Scanch. But I wouldn't actually name it Sam Scanch. I would name it like Sasquatch, but like it'd be an inside joke, the Sam Scanch. Because good old Ontario boys. I think it's actually a pretty good name. Like the Sasquatch, the
Oh, yeah,
Seattle
okay.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch, yes, that is not a bad
Like
name.
that's my favorite one. If it can't be the totems or something like that, I think that Sasquatch would be my pick. I really do like it.
Made us
And
go out of left field and do like Warriors. You know, that's
Seattle
popular name.
Warriors?
The
Yeah.
Golden Knights just came, and now you want the Warriors.
Crusaders.
I mean, Vegas is also stupid because they
They
named
should
their
do
team
the Dolphins.
Vegas Golden Knights, not Las Vegas.
Yeah, because you have to have like three names. Like if they did like Vegas, Las Vegas Knights, it would work. But like they had Golden Knights, so it was like Vegas Golden Knights.
I mean, the Los Angeles of Anaheim Angels really rings off your tongue, doesn't it?
I think it just rolls.
Yeah, it really rolls off your tongue. Anyway,
What about the Seattle Rolling Thunder?
Sounds like a call, like a score streak
Sounds
in
like-
Black Ops 2.
I was gonna say something about Vietnam.
Rolling Thunder or Black Ops 1.
I just think that Seattle should hire us to do their naming. I think that we would come up with a lot of great choices.
Here, this is our official proposition for naming the Seattle team. Okay, so as a real good procast. Okay, I'm gonna restart because you can't stutter in a proposal. Okay, quote me here.
Elevator pitch. Let's go.
As the real good procast, I got about 20 seconds to talk to you right here. So, we want to name the Seattle team because we are very highly educated and great people, and we love hockey. So,
If that doesn't win you
That's-
over, then you have no heart.
What's our proposal, Ian? Give us our best name.
No,
You
no,
speak-
no, no,
no, you-
it's a
you speak for
surprise.
us. Oh,
You gotta, they gotta trust us
So we'll just
in
pull
the
like
process.
just pull a Mark Chipman and just announce it at the draft.
Yeah.
Here we are, the Seattle.
Using
Whatever.
our Make-A-Wish Foundation.
The Seattle Stoners.
Seattle stoplights.
Seattle Construction.
The Seattle It Never Stops Raining.
Seattle, that one building that everyone knows from Seattle.
The Needle?
The-
Yeah,
The Needle.
I
Yeah,
forget.
it's the space needle.
The Seattle Deadliest Catch.
Hey. Seth, we need to get you set up with a mic.
I know.
We're
I don't know
talking
if
to
you
our
could heard that in the
producer guy.
background. That was producer Seb
Prod
throwing out some-
Seb.
throwing out some great, just some great ideas. Okay, but that also brings up the Battle of Cascadia, which is what that little area is.
What is... Oh, with Vancouver.
With BC and Oregon and Washington State. So I think that it's the birth of a great rivalry in the MLS. It already exists with the Whitecap and the Seattle
Because the Seattle Sasquatch are
Sounders.
going to be
Sounders.
a great
the
team.
Seattle Sounders.
Soccer fan.
Listen, Vancouver needs to figure itself out first before we have to worry about Seattle being a good team. I think there's a better chance of Seattle being a good team.
So well, no, but you actually have there'll be rivals.
No,
like,
yeah, and I think
there.
they're like ready-made rivals.
And now the only team missing a rival's Winnipeg.
Because they're both going to get good at the same time
You know,
in 2025.
Yeah. I also don't get like this. Like the rink is supposed to be ready November 2020. So they're just gonna wait till
year.
2021.
No,
Like,
2 year. 2021.
It's 2021, 22
Yeah.
that they enter the
but
league.
like the rink's gonna be delayed by 1 month, so we gotta wait an entire year. Like, I don't know. You
Because
can't.
it's going to
you
be
can't-
delayed more than 1 month.
Yeah, you
They
can't-
they predict it'll be delayed more than 1 month, but it's construction and you never
The
know.
rink is built. Just spend some money.
Spend some money.
Spend some money. Hey,
Or-
moneybags, give me your money.
Yeah. Hey.
Just don't ask Melnick.
Hey, yeah, I was going to say, Melnick, give us money. No, I want the
I want a gift, but only if it's money.
But only if it's money.
You spent
That was really good. That was a good John Mulaney.
Thank you. I try.
I think that our guests haven't had enough John Mulaney jokes in the couple of or our dear listeners haven't had enough John Mulaney jokes in our past records. So I think we're gonna get there. Have you ever wished you?
Okay, so
You
Arizona's
could
moving.
that you could you wish that that you could do anything.
So why don't we move on to my favorite person in the NHL and Tom Reeves.
Yes.
Tom Wilson.
Tom Reeves is my favorite
Really,
player.
Ryan Reeves is my favorite person right now.
And-
Oh, what? So Tom Wilson had a couple of days, eh?
Sorry, that was the Tom Wilson goal horn.
Yes, he
guys
did have
are-
a couple of interesting days, Declan.
So on November 30th, he threw a very late hit to Brett Seeney of the New Jersey Devils.
Could also be called from behind.
It could be called from behind. It could be called blindside.
Yes, I think that's exactly what it was called.
Wilson was ejected from that game, but didn't face supplemental discipline.
I think
Words.
Supplementary?
Supplemental. That's what I have written here.
Supplementary.
you're both not wrong, but let's-
Catawampus.
Yeah.
Trip
All
on the Bobby.
But Tom Wilson then got a little wake up call last night.
Oh yeah, I would call it a little bit more of a wake up call.
You got fucked up 3 times by the same dude.
Did you see the second one where Ryan Reeves hit him, and as he hit him, and Tom Wilson was falling to the ice, Ryan Reeves just laughed in his face?
Yes.
He definitely seems like the kind of guy that would laugh in someone's face after he broke his own face.
That is almost funnier than when Chris Russell scored on his own net when Toronto played Edmonton last year, and Nazem Kadri laughed in his face because it was in overtime and we won the game.
That was good. No. It was 5 seconds left in the third period.
Or it was something like
it was
that.
It was the end of the third period, and we should not have won the game. And then he scored on his own net.
Anyways, because everything needs to be dragged back to the Leafs, why don't we drag this back to Tom Wilson? So Reeves was kicked out of the game for that late hit. It was
And
blunt.
no supplementary action will be taken.
None will be, as per Bob McKenzie. On top of that, Wilson did leave the game with an apparent injury. No news has come out about that.
Just picked him up in fantasy hockey. This is bullshit.
You deserve that for picking up Tom
Yeah,
Wilson
I
in
don't feel
fantasy
bad
hockey.
for you, man. I really don't.
Man, he has 17 points in 10 games.
But can I just say this? Tom Wilson shouldn't have been playing in that game because he should have been suspended for the first hit.
The worst.
Just
Like-
because of that,
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Literally.
Ryan
Oh my
Reeves is
goodness.
not a good guy because he threw a dirty hit on Tom Wilson.
Well,
the
it's-
players, I think, in this instance, are just
I do a better Mulaney than you do.
The
better
worst.
Trump.
Okay.
And
So-
I'm
gonna go back to just regular stuff.
I would hope so.
I think that the NHLPA has done a bad a bad job at dealing with these
Oh my
kind of
God.
things. And the player safety the Department of Player Safety has done a poor job at this, dealing with these things, because now you have Reeves. It was clearly he was going for Wilson's head,
Yes.
because I don't think this is actually why, but it could be that the league isn't doing shit about Tom Wilson, so Reeves is like, fuck this
That's
guy.
exactly why. That's 100% why.
Like, this guy is hurting guys. I'm gonna hurt him so he doesn't hurt other people.
Yeah, no, fair.
I mean, he didn't make. From what I saw, it was shoulder to shoulder slash.
Yeah,
It was
his
shoulder to
head.
shoulder. Wilson wasn't expecting it, didn't brace for
Yeah,
it. His
it was-
helmet flew off in the
It was a
collision.
Yeah, well, he needs to learn how to wear a
huge-
It was
helmet.
also a dirty hit.
Reeves is huge.
It was dirty, but in my opinion, it was not as dirty as the two previous hits we've talked about with Wilson. I think this was less dirty because it was shoulder to shoulder, and it was less late than the other hit.
I just want to read you a tweet from Sid60. Sid, I have a lot of respect for you, but this is a bad take. He tweeted today, I'm going online and purchasing a Ryan Reeves jersey today.
You shouldn't be celebrating the hit.
You shouldn't. And I just want to read you what
back it.
a 0%
Talk
do.
shit, get hit. Tom Wilson.
You shouldn't.
He doesn't talk shit. Sorry. Lay hits, get hit. Pretty much it.
It's
Like,
hits
man,
or
karma.
be hits.
What goes around comes around. Honestly.
Yeah, but you can't be cheering because a player got injured. Tom Wilson shouldn't have been playing in this game because he should have been
Okay,
suspended.
this is a ridiculous analogy, but I'm gonna make it anyways.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. Think about this. Hitler kills a bunch of people, and then he dies.
This is a bad start.
guys,
Bad
guys,
start to the conversation.
no.
Hey, Ian's Jewish. He's allowed to say this.
It's fact. Okay, so like he kills himself. He eventually dies. Do you think he deserved to die?
Yeah, but Tom Wilson is an Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, but he didn't die. He got hit. It's like a way toned down version of what I was just saying.
I can't believe I just said that. Tom Wilson is not Adolf Hitler. It's not the same.
I didn't say they're the same. I'm just using a more extreme analogy. And I know the only way you're going to listen to my analogies is if they're ridiculous.
I listen to you all the time.
That's true.
No, but I mean, what I'm saying is that, yeah, Tom Wilson is a dirty player. He throws dirty hits. He does things that injure people. Tom Wilson probably is
Nice guy.
not the player I want to be out on the ice with.
You know, Reeves was like, I'm on the ice with this guy. Guess what?
Lay clean hits. Lay a big clean hit on Tom Wilson, which he did earlier in the game. He laid two massive ones in one shift.
It was hype. That was a hype shit.
It was super
Everyone was
hype.
Like, let's go.
Wilson got up, got back on the bench. And I think that there's a little bit of a rivalry starting between the Golden Knights and the Capitals, and I think this only helps.
Because they were in the cup finals together.
Yeah, and it was a crazy, ridiculous cage match.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to get better.
Washington kicked the shit out of Vegas.
I just want to read you what Ryan Reeves said about the hit. He said, I thought he was just looking at his pass and ran into a lion in the jungle. I think Tom.
There's no lies in the jungle, Ryan. Zoology.
Listen,
I think there are some, but like very few. They're in
I
the
don't
savannah.
think so. I think they live in
No,
this. Let's
they're-
have
There's jungle
an
lions.
educated discussion about lions for 45 minutes and not get back to Tom Wilson. No.
Don't worry, he is Googling it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep going.
No, but like Reeves' hit was dirty. I think he should
Yeah.
be. I think he should be suspended.
I don't
for it.
think he should be.
I think he should be suspended for it because you can't do that. You can't. I think he knew.
Other-
I think he knew what he was doing when he hit Tom, and he just drove right through him. And like he said,
Oh yeah, it was a dirty hit.
I think the sad part is that we can't really say definitively what he should have got because the NHL doesn't know what he should have got. They need to figure out. They need compared to other leagues, the NHL has historically usually been better at handing out punishments for on and off
NFL
ice
is a
issues.
joke.
Yeah, so
yeah.
MLB is a drugs joke, and NBA is they either throw the book at them or it's nothing. The NHL has historically been better.
Fined for telling a fan to shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
like it's stupid. So
That's not even the best example. Who was it who got suspended for an entire year for smoking a J? And then
No, that was NFL.
yeah, no, I know.
Oh, I'm talking about basketball.
Oh, I'm talking about
KD.
NFL.
Oh.
KD.
Oh,
I don't
Josh
know.
Gordon?
I don't know my basketball.
Yeah, well,
Who-
Gordon's been a mess.
Who was it that got kicked out
Gordon.
for an entire year for
Gordon.
because he
Gordon.
smoked a J? And
Yeah,
that-
He's
but
played
now
two
he's
games
he's
in the last.
back.
Until he got back, he played 2 games in like.
Yeah, but-
he played 4 games in like 3 years.
how long did Ray Rice get suspended for beating his wife?
Well, no,
Or
Ray
girlfriend.
Rice. Ray Rice has not played a game yet, so and that's no,
Okay.
that's not a bad.
But how
thing.
long was he? Or who was it? What's the suspension?
Well, LaShawn McCoy's playing for the Washington Redskins right now, and he
Reuben
beat
Foster.
his girlfriend.
Reuben Foster.
Hmm?
Reuben Foster's the guy that's
Isn't it LaShawn McCoy, the running back?
Reuben Foster.
I'm like
Kareem Hunt.
nine-
Kareem
No,
Hunt,
Kareem
the
Hunt-
running got cut.
Yeah, no, but LaShawn McCoy did not get cut, but he beat his girlfriend.
So the Redskins are employing 2 domestic assaulters.
No,
Cool.
sorry. He's
So it's.
Wow.
I mean, top down. I mean,
No,
I
he's
think
still
this is
from
what
the
we should
Bills.
assume.
He's still on the Bills, but
Assume from a team named
yeah,
the
yeah,
Redskins. You know.
With a guy that cut down trees that weren't supposed to. Yeah, this is long story. But anyway,
Yeah.
back to So the NHL needs to figure out what they think should be suspendable. And
Yep.
the issue with this is that there's a lot of they need to almost say for an action like blindside you get this much, for an action of headshot you get this much, for an action of lateness you get this much. They need to actually figure it out because this hit, it was not to the head, it was late, and
It was blindside,
it was
kind of.
it was kind of blindside.
It was 100% a blindside hit.
well, it
yeah,
was
Tom
shoulder.
Wilson didn't see him, but it was shoulder
yeah,
to
he didn't
shoulder.
see
No,
but
it
it
was
was
a shoulder-to-shoulder hit, but a shoulder-to-shoulder
But
hit.
it was a parallel shoulder to shoulder. It wasn't like from behind.
But
it was,
Tom
and
Wilson-
Tom Wilson did a way dirtier hit like 2 games before.
Oh, no. Yes, I agree. That's why I said he shouldn't be in that game.
Yeah.
But you have to defend your players. You have to defend players.
And this
if-
is the other big issue. The NHLPA plays both. The NHLPA is in a bad spot where they have to play both sides,
Mm-hmm.
where they need to stand up for the person who was suspended because he needs to make a living, but they also need to stand up for the person who got hurt because he wants to be able to play the next game. So it's a really messed up
Well,
situation.
I think that pretty much what happened in this situation is they're letting now the players kind of decide who should get what. With Tom Wilson landing a dirty hit, and then like a couple games later, Ryan Reeves goes right back, dirty hit on Wilson. Less dirty of a hit, still a dirty hit. I think that now the league is kind of letting players police themselves, which I don't think you should be able to do.
I think this is the last time. I think they're going to be, if it's a person of interest that does something offending, they're going to suspend him multiple games to curb it, because this is. I think if they're smart, they see this and they think it can get a hand if we don't stop it now.
Oh, yeah, and don't kid yourself if this is Alexander Ovechkin that Ryan Reeves is getting suspended for multiple games.
If
You
it's
have to
Ro-
defend all players equally.
if he
At the
did-
end of the day,
100%.
if this
You
was-
argued that with
yeah.
me on a different podcast.
No, I think you just brought that
remember.
up. I was talking about Pedersen.
Oh.
It was back Pedersen Matheson hit.
Oh,
or
yeah.
maybe it wasn't on a podcast.
Yeah, no, it
because
was a Pedersen. Oh,
but
maybe
I
it
missed
wasn't
that
a
podcast because I was
Yeah.
because
Yeah, but if it was Ovechkin, say Ryan Reeves that hit to Ovechkin, Ryan Reeves would not be playing for the rest of this calendar year. He would not be back until
100%.
2019.
And I mean, we saw something in Detroit the other night. I'm gonna pull it up. I can't remember if it was Bertuzzi, what's his name?
Todd
Bertuzzi
Bertuzzi?
Who got suspended 2
games.
games for mugging from the bench?
Yeah,
Who
that
was it?
No, that on the guy on Colorado.
no, but
Matt Calvert, I think.
It was Calvert. It was Columbus.
Yeah,
Calvert on Columbus. Yeah. And Dylan Larkin was holding him down. And how one guy gets
Yeah,
suspended
but,
in that case?
because Bertuzzi sucker punched him in
Oh,
the face.
yeah. No,
The other
I
guys
know.
were just kind of grabbing him.
But like, you're on the bench.
yeah, but Bertuzzi sucker punched him in
Oh
the face.
no, I'm not saying Bartuzzi shouldn't be suspended. I think all of them should have been suspended.
Man, like, were you gonna suspend a guy for like holding out for like 5 seconds?
you're on the bench. You're not part of play.
it's one of those things where I mean, if you leave the bench for a fight, then you're suspended.
10
So
games.
If you're on the bench and you're involved in a fight, there should be something. It shouldn't be that much, Declan, but it should be, you should not be allowed to do that unless, say, for example, he throws a punch at you. Then
No. Yeah.
then there's a gray area, which again the NHL has to deal with
But
on a case by case basis.
If you step off the ice, onto the ice from the bench to fight somebody on the ice, it's an automatic 10-game suspension.
Yes, and there's also an issue there where you are making the initiative to do that. If someone's over at your bench, you didn't go over them; they're already there. So that's where it becomes a
Well,
gray
the thing
area.
with Calvert is like you could say like I think it was ridiculous. I don't remember exactly, but I don't know if the Red Wings were clearly looking at him when it happened because he got hit into the bench and like his stick came up when he got hit and it like hit them in like the head, but it wasn't his fault at all. He got hit into the bench, but I'm just thinking that maybe they didn't see it and then here he got hit into the bench. Yeah. Now I want to see the Red Wings reactions like before and after he
I
got
think we're
hit.
gonna see it.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's after. He got punched in the face really hard by Bertuzzi there. And I understand why Bertuzzi 100% got suspended. I don't really see how the other guys really got suspended.
They didn't. It was just Bartuzzi.
Because, like, when you get, like, into a scrum kind of deal, like, sometimes it happens near a bench, and, like, bench players do, like, grab in.
It
But
doesn't always make it right, but yeah, it's a matter of.
like I don't think that's a suspendable thing really. That's
well,
that
yeah, so he
right
held on
there.
To his,
He held on
onto his
stick.
stick. So
which
then
was
he-
kind of ridiculous.
And then
But
he
this
jumped.
right there. Yeah. Larkin kind of really didn't do much.
Yeah, but did he spear him there?
I'm gonna go back and we'll watch this again. It's a big hit there from
It's a
Mike
big hit.
Green.
The stick goes up in the face.
He's
So that's
turn-
why he holds on to it, because the stick hit him in the face. So then he holds on the stick and he goes to spear him, and then they start throwing punches.
Yeah.
I think
Everyone-
that's mostly Larkin there. He's
I think
holding
it's mostly
him down.
Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi pulls him in and uppercuts him in the face.
It's Larkin who pulls him in, but it is Bertuzzi who throws
Yeah.
that punch. I'm not arguing that Bertuzzi shouldn't have been suspended.
but I just
here.
don't see I don't think Larkin should get suspended. Maybe he should get fined. I don't know.
I don't know why the Colorado guy didn't get anything, because he speared someone on the bench.
Maybe because you could argue that he was just trying to pull the stick away
Well, if you pull a stick away, then why do you push it in?
because you push in to get a better pull.
At that, he didn't do a little. Oh, let's get some momentum. He went for
that it starts with him trying to pull away, and the Detroit
And they
guys.
pull back.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Here's the best camera angle of
Two
it.
wrongs
This
don't-
is great radio right now.
well,
He pulls.
that's a pretty aggressive push in my
Well, he pulls
opinion.
back to get away.
Yeah.
And it's
at that
Bertuzzi
point,
who's holding on
at
to
that
it.
point, he's just pissed off, rightly so. But he did still spear. I think he should have got fined, and the Detroit guys.
I
Okay.
think it's just another case of the league not doing enough.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it just speaks to a whole problem that they started off penalizing guys harder at the beginning of the season. Now they've lightened up and let the rules go, let the shackles go.
Well,
You just need some consistency.
The NHL's the only league in the world that changes the rules for the playoffs, and so it just.
Well, technically they don't, but
Well-
they just people say that they do. Because playoff hockey's not the same.
yeah, but you don't see that. The NFL referees don't put the flags away in the fourth quarter in the playoffs. It happens in NHL, and it's kind of
I think that's
encroaching-
ridiculous.
encroaching into
The
now
game?
regular season in December.
Oh.
So it's kind of just the issue of they need to clamp down on it, and people are going to be pissed off. But at the end of the day, player safety keeps people safe, keeps people playing, which will bring in fans. That's the business. So it's sooner than later, something bad's going to happen, and someone's going to get hurt.
Yeah, but
and
why
then-
does it always seem to be that they can't act preemptively? That it's always right, that they always react after it's too late.
Are you expecting the NHL to think ahead?
Oh, I know, it's the NHL.
Mr. Bettman, figure it out.
That's my mood. It's just,
You sound like me. talking about
I just
Ottawa.
want to quickly talk about the lion. I pulled it up. So the African
Thank
lion
God.
is being called the king of the jungle is usually wrong because they're mostly found in Sahara or dry forests, but there are new lions that they're finding in Ethiopian rainforests. So, boom, king of the jungle.
thanks, Ian.
Rawr.
It's a jungle out there.
Why don't we move on to
Seb gets me.
why don't we move on to trivia?
I'm gonna move over. so I
Yes.
don't see
Okay.
it.
So
Wait.
since
let me-
last
let me-
week, I won trivia because Declan knows nothing about anything ever.
Thanks, bro.
I have picked a guy, and I'm gonna give you just quick, little facts about him, and then you're gonna eventually get it. I'll give you 10 seconds or so per, tip. 'Kay.
Declan, I'm cheering for you.
So?
Thanks, Marshall.
And I know you're not cheering for me, so let's
Okay.
see. Let's see what happens.
So it starts off, and you might get it off the first one. I hope you guys do,
Thanks.
but I don't know if you will. So he is the only professional athlete to captain 2 different championship teams, the Oilers and Rangers. He was also
Is it Mark
Messier.
Messier?
Oh wow. Okay.
It's him. Marshall got it.
Wow.
Hi guys. Yeah. Okay.
That was a super easy hint.
Ian looks so sad now. I'm sorry, Ian.
Okay.
But I also knew that Declan was going to get it, so I kind of had to say it right away.
What were your other ones? We should get buzzers. Just
I was gonna say
We can just get
one
an
of the
app-
best hockey players to not have an Olympic gold medal.
you got to
Yeah,
start
that-
off.
Yeah, I would not have gone with that.
I didn't know he didn't. I didn't know he didn't have one.
I mean, it makes sense because it didn't happen till
He played
long
in the
ago.
second most games of all time.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I actually I only know that because I was looking at Patrick Marleau's since I was looking at top 10.
He was drafted in '79.
I might have gotten that.
and
That's
he
what you should have
has
started with.
6 Stanley Cups.
That I probably would have gone with somebody old like Rocket or something.
I would have gone with someone on the Habs. Yeah.
Habs or even the Leafs
Yeah.
because 13 cups, whatever.
Yeah, I think you started with the easiest question.
no,
or the
second
easiest end.
I think you started with the second easiest.
Okay.
but-
I was just trying to make it easy because Declan doesn't get anything.
No,
Thanks.
that's fair.
Thanks.
And I completely understand that.
Okay.
Should I just for next week? Should we just do like UEFA? Maybe you can get that.
Just go some soccer? I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe
I won't.
we'll talk
but-
about the footy. And I think on that we should.
Yeah, we should really end it there.
We should
I
really
don't know
end
anything
it.
about soccer, so we're not doing soccer.
No, we're
stuff
not doing soccer.
because I refuse.
I know 2 soccer players in the world, and one of them is charged with rape.
Giovinco.
So
That's the only guy I know.
You don't know Messi? You don't know Ronaldo?
Oh,
That's too easy one.
I
I'm
honestly,
talking about MLS, bro. The real soccer.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
The real
Oh.
with Wayne Rooney and that Swedish prick.
This Swedish prick.
Coming this summer.
Okay.
And some Swedish.
Coming this summer to theaters near you. Wayne Rooney is middle management at Tesco. One day he meets Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
I'm sorry.
All right, so
I'm
thanks
sorry.
for tuning in to the
I'm
Real
sorry.
Good Procast. We'll
I'm
catch you next
sorry.
week. Thanks, everybody.
Sorry.
Bye.
Follow your hosts on Twitter at DeVarp14, at Ian_Blumenthal, and at Marshall Healy. Don't forget to follow the podcast at Real Good Procast.